Have you been having some extra low back pain or stiffness from maybe you've been doing a lot of spring cleaning or gardening or all those heavy lifting, all the things people are doing right now? I want to give you just a quick little series of exercises you can do to take the edge off until you can get in to see us to get a massage. So, first thing I want to show you is how to use a foam roller on your hamstring, because a lot of times you're in this squat, which what's shortened here, your hamstring, or even vacuuming where you're in that stooped over position, it affects your hamstring. So a foam roller on a hamstring is pretty easy. You want a fat one for your hamstring, just for more pressure. You're just going to stick it right in the middle because you're going to roll forward and back, just trying to lengthen the muscle. If you get in a spot that's pretty sore, you can hang out there, try and move your leg up and down, or put more pressure in it just to break it up. Also, blending a stretch with this would be really helpful, which most people know how to stretch their hamstring, but you can just take the foam roller out and just lean in a little bit on hamstring stretch. So the next thing I want to show you how to do is a ball in your glutes. So you're going to stick it anywhere because we're going to sit on it and we're going to roll around, and it will really help with a lot of lower back pain. And so this is a lacrosse ball, which is a little harder. Some people maybe won't be able to tolerate this. You can use a tennis ball. It's a little softer. And then they sell massage balls that are a little bigger or spiky. All of them are going to do the trick. So just stick that under your glutes. And again, you're going to sink into it and just roll around. Focus on any areas of discomfort. So if you have a spot that hurts, hang out on it a little bit. You take a deep breath and let it sink into your hip. And you can, of course, move back and forth. This direction would affect your piriformis, which is a lot of times very relevant in lower back pain. It's the deepest one, straight in the middle. So it's usually the one that's hurting. The piriformis is also the main culprit with sciatica. So if you're having some sciatic symptoms, this is a really good exercise to do. It'll really help alleviate it. So the last one is primarily the main culprit in low back pain, and that's your psoas. So a really easy one that a lot of people can manage is a lunge. So you're just going to get yourself to where, if you can do this in front of a mirror, that would be ideal, because you really have to make sure your upper body is staying straight. And you're going to lunge forward, keep the back leg straight. I don't know if you can tell with my loose pants, but my back leg is straight, and lean in. So you should feel a stretch through here. And once you get leaned in, you can bring your arms up over your head to deepen that stretch into your abs. And the deeper you go, the deeper the stretch. If you're flexible, you can pelvic tilt while you're in this position to really isolate your psoas. I almost can't really even move. My hip flexors are so tight. But if you can flex and extend your pelvis, it'll actually create even more of a stretch. Now, some people have a hard time. You can hang on to something, get next to something you can hang on to, and you might be able to relax into it a little more too. Pay attention if you're really tensed up because you're trying to keep your balance. So if that's the case, make sure you're hanging on to something so you can relax. And if you still cannot relax into that position, I have another option with a stretch rope that I'll show you next. Okay, so what you're going to do with this rope, or you don't have a rope, that's okay. You can go to Lowe's and have them cut you a rope, or order a stretch rope on Amazon, or you can use a belt. So you're just going to have to, you want to take it, and I suppose I'll sit because that's how most people are going to need to do it. So sit and wrap this around your foot. So we're going to do the same exercise I just showed you, but you're got your leg positioned on an ottoman, which is an assisted stretch, which is nice. And of course, if you need something to hang on to, get next to something you can hang on to, because it'll help stabilize you and you can relax more. So once you get into that stretch and hopefully can relax into this deeper stretch a little bit, This time you can bring your quad in with this thing. So once you're in a good stretch, you can just bring this up over your shoulder and then you're dragging your quad into it. So you can take it out and in, because a lot of times your quadriceps or your thigh muscles, sometimes they're involved as well in lower back pain. Lots of people are stuck in this stooped over position, or if you have the tendency to want to be stooped over, you're probably too tight. You're hearing you need to work on this, lengthening this. Anybody who has lower back pain, hip flexors, almost always. So it's the number one thing you should focus on. And come see us. We can really isolate this muscle and stretch it for you to a degree you cannot do yourself. But this is something you should be doing every day, trying to get some balance back in this area. So book your appointment. Let us really thoroughly work out your psoas and your hip flexors, but work on this in the meantime. And hopefully you'll feel much better after doing those exercises.